welcome back to the channel, and it's Linda here again. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for your support. It really means a lot to me. If you're new here, my name is Linda and I am a wife, a mom. I am also a fertility nurse. In this channel, I share everything about motherhood, life with the twins, and also I will be sharing, things about fertility. If you're somebody that will be going for something like that. So, in today's video, I will be talking about the things I wish I knew when I was pregnant with boys, when I was pregnant with twins. So when I got pregnant, trust me, I was everywhere. I was on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I wanted to find out people's story, those that have been pregnant with multiples, how it was like for them. And I think I was sort of looking for encouragement, something like that, if you would say. So if you are somebody that is pregnant with twins, wish you would get pregnant with twins and you don't know what to expect, then this video is for you. So sit back, relax and watch. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. So in case you see me looking sideways, the twins are inside and I am just watching them via the monitor. Next one on my list, the physical changes and symptoms. Yeah, girl, it hits you like a truck, I'm telling you. So I haven't been pregnant with just one baby before. This is actually my first pregnancy and twins. So talking based on other people's experience, I think twin pregnancy, the symptoms are quite intense. Yeah, and I remember very early the fatigue, it hit me very early, the nausea, the vomiting. Like I didn't stop vomiting until the day I gave birth. Yeah, it lingered. And that, you see that morning sickness, it's not called morning sickness, that is all day sickness. Yes, like I was literally living on my bed, during that first period. Even before I found out that there were two of them in there. So the symptoms, breathlessness, as you start getting bigger, I started showing, I think, very early. And then when I saw the level of my HCG, it was over the roof. It was really very at 6 weeks, it was very high, So those are the symptoms that I had very early. And as I started getting bigger, I can't remember seeing, for a long period during pregnancy, I didn't see my toes. I didn't. And so I was like a whale, if you can call it that. Yes, I was very big. I started using the belt around 20 something weeks. I didn't even get up to 30 weeks where it's recommended. So around 20 something weeks, I was already using the belt to help lift me. And I was changing clothes every week. Like the clothes I wear to church this week, hell no, I can't wear to church next week. That's to show you how big I was getting very fast. So, but at the end, it was all worth it, and then talk about the stretch marks. Oh my God. So earlier in the pregnancy, I didn't see any stretch marks. I was like, maybe I'm one of those lucky ones. But immediately I got to the 30 weeks, come and see it everywhere on my tummy. I was like, Anyways, so those are some of the symptoms I experienced. And you see that belly belt, it was a lifesaver. Like it really helped me a lot. The next on my list is medical appointments and monitoring. So when you first find out you are pregnant with twins, that's usually during your 12th week scan here. So when I found out, they were like, okay, you're pregnant with twins, now we need to find out what type, because there are different types of twin pregnancies. So mine was what you call MCDA, so monochronic something like that, but MCDA, diamniotic. Yeah. So in the sense that the boys were in one sac, one big outer sac, but inside the sac there was a membrane dividing them, but they shared one placenta. So with that type of pregnancy, you have to be monitored frequently. So I was having scans every 2 weeks. So they were monitoring me just to make sure that both of them were growing equally. This twin to twin transfusion syndrome, something TTTS. Yeah. So they were monitoring me for that as well, because they were sharing one placenta. If they didn't want a situation where one twin becomes a donor and the other twin becomes a recipient. I'm just gonna go check on the boys. Yeah, so I was having my scans every 2 weeks. Now, although the scans are very lovely, to have your scans, you see your little ones inside, know how they're doing. It was also very nerve-wracking, because they were scanning me because they were looking for abnormalities, So with that, whenever I go in there, I am like, but once the scan is done, I'll be like, So it was very tense, because you're scared of what they are going to be, what they will find out if there is any abnormality. So you're always praying to make sure that everything goes well. So yeah, I was having scans every 2 weeks, and I was having a lot of tests. So, because now when you're pregnant with twins, they consider you high risk. I don't know why. Because you've got two inside. The doctor was telling me your uterus is built for one. So when you have more than one in there, you are high risk, blah, 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 blah. So they were always, whenever I did my urine, they were like, oh, we've seen glucose. So we're going to be, you go for your GTT, blah, blah. I had GTT tests done 3 times. And they were all normal. So I was placed on medications. I was on aspirin from a certain period to another period, and then I went over to Clexane, to make sure that we were all fine. So I am happy those things were done, but those are the things that made you worry. It makes you worry that you're on all of these things. I hope you continue to hope that everything is fine. And one more thing, because of the type of twin pregnancy I had, the doctors will always push for early delivery. So if you're the one, which I will always encourage to, listen to your health provider, but also make sure you advocate for yourself. Now, next one is weight gain and nutrition. At some point during my pregnancy, I weighed 100 kg. I did. I weighed 100 kg. So I gained weight. But one thing was that I wasn't eating much. Yeah, I wasn't eating much. Now, I had certain cravings. Like, I never used to like orange juice. But during my pregnancy, that was the best. Is it orange juice? Is it strawberry? Like, I lived with them. You would never go to my fridge and then you won't see strawberry. Nutrition wise, I was eating well, yeah, but I wasn't eating a lot. But weight gain, yes, I gained weight, and I haven't even lost everything yet. But we'll get there. So if you're pregnant with twins or multiples, you might gain a lot of weight, or you will gain more weight than usual, and you might see yourself eating a lot. So what I would encourage is to eat healthily, not a lot, and don't say, oh, you want to eat for 3 or how many, depending on the number you're carrying, but make sure you eat well to make sure you have enough calories for energy, because it's whatever you put inside that your babies are gonna eat. So if you don't put anything in, they won't eat, and if you put more than, that won't be good. So you have to make sure that it's balanced. So what you can do is maybe focus on a lot of protein, iron, and drink a lot of water. Yeah. So I had my Stanley cup that I always carried to make sure that I was well hydrated. So the next on my list is the risk and complications. So when you're pregnant with multiples, twins, you are considered very high risk, and now there are complications of pregnancy risk associated with pregnancy. But when you're pregnant with multiples, you are prone to them more than somebody that is pregnant with one baby. So you're more at risk of gestational diabetes, preeclampsia, and early labor. So the things I knew, but you see the early labor part. I wish I had known the signs more, because thank God that I went to the hospital when I did, because I don't know, maybe it would have been a different story, but I thank God for that. So you have to know the signs of preeclampsia, you have to know the signs of early labor. You must know those signs if you're pregnant with multiples, because one thing for sure is that it can happen at any time. I am a living witness. So once you are, I always tell people I've seen now, once you've hit 24 weeks of pregnancy, pack your hospital bag. If you're pregnant with multiples, pack your hospital bag. You don't want a situation where you haven't got your diaper, you haven't got anything, and you're already in early labor, you know. So yeah, so these are the things you should look out for. I wish I had known more on what to expect when it comes to early labor. Maybe I would have, gone to the hospital earlier than I did, but even though when I got to the hospital, I was still seen and they were very swift. So I'm going to talk about my, my delivery and, NICU journey in another video. But for now, these are the things I wish I knew during my pregnancy. So the next one on my list is twin birth and delivery. Now, most people will tell you, oh, you can try vaginal birth, but you have the option of vaginal delivery depending on the type of twin pregnancy you have, depending on the position of your babies, okay? And also you always have the option of cesarean section, okay? So you should, look them up, look at the risk and all that, and you should do what is best for you. So for me, I was given those options and I was like, depending due to the type I had, even though the doctors didn't have any issues of me trying vaginal birth, but I was like, no, I'm not going for vaginal birth. I am going for, a cesarean section. At the end of the day, it happened to be an emergency cesarean section. Yes, that would be a different story altogether, So what you just make sure you have a birth plan early enough, discuss that with your midwife, what you want. Now bear in mind that what you want might not be feasible on the day of delivery. Yeah, so in case it's not feasible, do not kill yourself, do not do things like that. Just it's one of those things that happen. Okay. And another thing, I wish I had my baby shower and my maternity shoot early enough. I wish somebody told me. Now, I am telling you now, if you are pregnant with multiples, trust me, when you're in your second trimester, you're already looking like you're in your third trimester. Go and have that picture done. Go and have your baby shower done. Because once you get into your third trimester, you might not even make it to 9 months, you might not make it to 8 months, and I know that's the time you would want to have those things done. So you might want to do them early in your second trimester. One, because at that time you still have energy. At that time, the chances of a baby coming are a bit slim, but it can still happen, okay? And so you should plan it around that time. So nobody told me, I was planning it towards the end of the pregnancy and boom. So make sure you have it done. Yeah, so the next one on the list is postpartum and recovery. Now I didn't try vaginal birth, so I can't tell you what the recovery process is like, but I believe it's not easy. No type of delivery is easy. So I had a cesarean section, and when I tell you, the recovery wasn't a walk in the park. Nobody talks about, you see, that first walk after your CS, when you stand up, nobody talks much about that. Like, they need to tell us what to expect. They need to because you see that walk, eh? Oh my god. And then the pain that comes afterwards, I was screaming. I was like, and they were, one good thing, they were listening to me. They listened to me. They gave me pain relief, and good thing it was able to help. So yeah, you're going to have more pain in the sense that your uterus stretched more than it should have stretched, and then taking care of your babies. If you're somebody that is not in the NICU, how lucky are you? You go home and you get right into it. If you're in the NICU, then that means your journey hasn't ended. Your journey hasn't ended. You still have some more to do. So these are the parts that I wish I knew, that to brace myself up on what to expect after delivery, postpartum, the pumping pumping of milk. Nobody talks much about that. And feeding, taking care of the babies, taking care of yourself, taking care of your home, your family. If you've got the support system, beautiful. They'll help you, and all of those things. So tips ahead, what I can tell you, if you're lucky, you get to the stage where your planned delivery date is near, and everything is going as planned. What you can do, plan food ahead. You can cook in bulk, put in the freezer, so that you will have something to eat when you come back, or your partner will have something to eat when they come back. Arrange for support. If you're somebody you're lucky to have that, arrange for support. And please accept help. Make sure you accept it. Whenever somebody offers, oh yes, I want you to come, because you see that 15-minute nap, you need it. That 1 hour nap, you really need it, because your babies, they need a functioning mama for you to, do things you should do for them. Okay? And also, yes, make sure you are resting. You see the house chores, they will always be there. Okay? But if you break down, nobody's going to do them. Okay? So you have to, prioritize yourself, your mental health first. So I hope I've been able to, share based on my own personal experience, things you might expect, things you might be seeing or having when you're pregnant with multiples. So if you found this video helpful, I'll appreciate it if you like. Comment. If you're a twin mom, if you've gone through the stages of the pregnancy, all these things, can you share your experience in the comment section? I will really love to hear, because I love hearing these things. They make me, I feel like, okay, I am not the only one that is going through this, thank God. So please comment, share, and definitely subscribe. So until the next time, guys, bye bye.